Where do we get the most enjoyment out of this game? Striking it better. Number two, hitting it straighter. And this is a great way of being able to do both at the same time. Before we start, don't forget, hit that link below to my website to get on the waiting list for lessons with myself here at Whittleby Park Golf Club. Now, how do we strike it better and hit it straighter at the same time, all under one package, all under one umbrella? This goes for a lot of you out there, so this is really, really relevant to you. Now, what is it? So what happens as we come into that golf ball, so many of you have been told you've got to what we call fire the hips, or what we call turn the hips through. And that is absolutely spot on, yes. On the way down and through, because we rotate back, we rotate back through as well. We don't just keep those hips absolutely dead square. We make sure we're allowing our hips to rotate. However, some of you take it really, really too far. And what you do is end up spinning from the ground up. So not only do your hips turn, your feet spin around. Think Scottish Scheffler, but on a much larger scale for most of you. And that's where you lose a lot of balance as well. But we don't only just lose balance, we lose club face control when we spin. And that's our attempt at trying to turn our hips, but we do it from the ground up. We spin our feet and therefore turn our hips. What actually should happen is this. As we come into the golf ball, for a right-handed golfer, we should be what we call, yes, turning, but hitting it into a solid left side. So you'll notice how my left leg is very much straightening on the way through, but it's more solid. In other words, the left foot is pretty much planted on the ground. There's a slight bit of rotation, but not very much at all. So what we've got to try and do today, very successfully do today, is make sure we're hitting into a more solid left side whilst turning the hips. So we're planted on the ground, the left foot's planted on the ground, but we're allowing our hips to turn. How do we do that? The humble water bottle. All we've got to try and do here is put a water bottle as close as you can to the outside of your left foot, but not touching. And on the way through, what we've got to try and do is make sure on the way through we're avoiding that water bottle on our left side. Because if we spin, we're going to take out that water bottle. So to really give us a good idea about how that feeling should be on the way through, I want you to put a water bottle. It doesn't have to be a water bottle. It can be any sort of object. Head cover as well worked quite nicely on this. I use water bottle because at least it's a little bit more upright. It's not like we're going to be hanging back. That's not the case here, because we're still going to be turning through that ball, but we're going to be making sure that that left side is solid. And when that left side is nice and stable and solid, so is the impact zone. And therefore we can compress the ball and the club face stays nicely square for a longer period of time through the impact zone. Because again, if we're spinning our way, that really massively rotates that club face. Could be going left. We could alter it and manipulate it and it could go right, could do anything. Usually, if we're too spinny, and usually that ball goes to that left-hand side. Big, big pull, especially for all you longer hitters out there. My God, that can go really, really left. So watch out for that. And just do a couple of little drills here. Just feeling that, again, yes, we're turning on the hips, but the left side is solid. You'll notice that left foot is very stable on the ground. And when we transfer that onto a full swing, this is great because we can do this while hitting golf balls. You'll notice how, again, very solid left side. I've turned through beautifully and the ball started straight and stayed very straight as well. Path control, face control, all because I'm hitting into a more solid left side as opposed to spinning my way to that golf ball and losing a ton of balance in the process.